Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and got a comment from several of y'all on several of my social media networks, including YouTube. Do you like the exercise bike, or do you like the magnetic resistance rowing machine? And by the way, the bike's magnetic resistance as well. Which one do you like better, the indoor exercise bike or the rower, and why? So that prompted this video, and it goes without saying that I use both religiously, and I want to comment about which one that I use the most. And, obviously the first one I got was the bike. I love the bike, no problems, whisper quiet, great workout. Sit down, stand up, follow again, I use Apple Fitness Plus on my TV, so it makes my workouts for both my bike and my rowing machine very, very motivational. So the thing with me is that right now I don't go back to the gym because I haven't gone back to the gym rather because I just don't want to be in that small of a space with a lot of people and maybe get sick. So I added the rowing machine because it's not going to replace lifting free weights or anything like that, but what it will do is help with toning, because with the rowing machine I kind of get I get a lower body workout, but I also get an upper body workout from the just the nature of rowing. I mean, you're pulling that back, you're pushing with your legs, so it's more of a full body cardio workout, whereas the bike is it's more lower body and cardio. Now there's advantages. The bike is something that I can sit on and ride a lot longer. Rowing is a more intense workout. So what you may find is that with the bike, you may find that you're doing longer duration rides. And, especially if you're using Apple Fitness Plus or something, or maybe you're not using that. Maybe you're just watching TV or staring out a window, whatever you're doing. Or, maybe you've got your tablet on your little stand there and you're flipping through it or watching a show on it. But it's easier, from my experience, to do a lot of to do longer duration indoor cycling rides. So for that reason, and again, I didn't grow up rowing. I grew up riding mountain bikes and road bikes. So for that reason, if you're new to working out, you may want to opt for the bike, because probably what you're going to find with the bike is that you're probably going to be able to handle longer duration workouts more easily. Rowing is a pretty intense workout. To look at a rowing machine, you think, oh, that's just something you slide your butt back and forth and you pull with your arms. Looking at it from a spectator's point of view, that's pretty much how one might define rowing. But the reality is that rowing is a quite intense workout. And again, I'm not the fitness model here. I got a gut, I admit it. But it's one of those things you may find that the cycling is better for you, because you'll probably find that you'll do longer duration. And I mean, that's my honest opinion. But again, I may have a little bit of bias because I grew up riding road bikes and mountain bikes, not rowing. If you grew up rowing, you may find rowing to be a more satisfying and easier to do workout for longer duration. And it's not like you have to do a super long duration with any of these, because you can, do whatever fits your body the best. Now, what I like to do, and this is why I've got both of these. Number one, I've got both of them because I wanted to mix up the entertainment that I achieve while I'm doing Apple Fitness Plus, because I can use both of these, the rowing machine and the bike, with Apple Fitness Plus. I've found I've done more rowing, and the reason being is that, again, I'm taking a vacation from the gym. I just want to wait until all this virus stuff goes away before I get in there and get right up in people's faces. So even though it's not ideal not being able to do free weights in the gym, at least I can use my rowing machine and get a little bit of toning for my upper body. Again, it's not going to bulk you up or anything, but get a little bit of toning. So I found that I do the rowing machine more frequently than the bike. There's some days where I'll do a row and a cycling workout. And likewise, there are some days where I'll do cycling only. So I like both equally well. Now, if I could only own one, it would be the bike for me. And the reason being is that, I can do the longer duration rides while I'm watching, while I'm using Apple Fitness Plus rather, or doing, watching a YouTube video or something like that. So there's value in having something that for your body type is easier for doing longer duration workouts. So if I could only have one, I would have the bike. But I like both because I don't get bored. And I don't get bored with the bike, and I don't get bored with the rowing machine. But by having both, I can mix it up, keep things feeling fresh. That's one of the problems that people encounter when they're trying to continue to perform their daily workouts, is that they get into they get burnt out. They get burnt out, and they don't want to do stuff. And, you skip one day, and then one day becomes multiple days. I don't do that. I motivate myself to try to continue to lose weight. And again, I'm fat because I like to eat a lot. And I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change my diet. But what I am is very disciplined from the perspective that I'm doing a workout every day. I'm doing my indoor exercise bike. I'm doing my indoor rowing machine. Or maybe I'm doing both. Or maybe the weather's really nice and I go outside for a hike or a jog or a walk. But then maybe to complement that jog, hike, or walk, then maybe I come back and do some rowing, or I come back and do some cycling. So, both of these are excellent tools. Both of these are whisper quiet because both of these use magnetic resistance. And that's also a positive because, speaking of that, so both of these are magnetic resistance, but if you could only own one, and I have not had any quality issues with either of these, but if you could only own one, there's likely less moving components in the bike. Now, one may argue, well, there's a magnetic resistance for the wheel, but it's belt driven. There's a belt on the right side, and that's true. There's also a belt here that you're pulling, when you're rolling. So, one could argue that one is, I don't know. Anything over time is probably going to wear out. But due to the magnetic resistance nature of both of these pieces of equipment, sure, that has a belt, and that has a belt up there. But due to the magnetic resistance nature of these, they probably will last longer than a lot of other pieces of fitness equipment. So both are great. Both are somewhat whisper quiet. I mean, again, they're not totally quiet, but because it's magnetic resistance, they are very quiet. And they're just great tools. So, I want to respond to this. I don't sugarcoat anything on this channel, and I'm not going to encourage everyone to buy both. Now, by all means, if you decide to buy one or both, expand this video's description, and then click the link there, and you can find where to order them online, as well as the mat, the shoes like I use, TV like I use, subwoofer like I use, and all my good stuff. But, I mean, they're both excellent pieces of equipment. And again, I really like the size of these because, they're narrow. If space is limited, these are easy. If you have a living environment where you have to move them from one room to another while they're not in use, these are both easy to move. So, that's a plus that both of these have. I can't say that I like one better than the other, because I like both. They're both excellent workouts. They both work you out in slightly different ways. But if I could only have one, I personally would go with the bike. Just because, like I said earlier, it's longer duration. Also, something to keep in mind with the bike, you could have your hands available for other things. Whereas you're rowing, your legs and your hands are both occupied. With a bike, you could grab a tablet or flip through a magazine or whatever while you're sitting down and pedaling if you wanted to. So, that's something to take into consideration there. But both are great. Again, I'm not, Mr. Fitness, role model or whatever. I mean, I'm chunky, see? But if I didn't do these things every day, I would be very fat. So with that being said, hope this answers your question. Again, keep those questions coming. I'll be more than happy to try to respond with a video to any question that I'm able to respond to. So you've asked a ton of great questions so far. Keep them coming, because I like filming these videos. And if there's stuff I can post that may provide value, that's awesome. And again, just remind everyone, expand this video's description and then click the link there. And you can find where to order the bike, the mat, the shoes, all the good stuff. Thanks for your viewership, and be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon when you do, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. Y'all have a good day.